Hi everyone, so today just want to make a quick guide on this scooterhacking.org utility. As you know, I already make a quick tutorial on the SH Max for the Ninebot Max G30. So you can watch that video. In this video, I'm not going to talk about the SH Max. It's just going to be a quick guide on what each setting means. So you can make your own custom firmware and a quick update on the SH Max so that this preset I have to say it doesn't work for all Ninebot Max G30, so the highest probability that it would work is the US version of the Ninebot Max G30, the black one, with a Gen 2 motor. So if your serial number start with a 9, then that means you have a Gen 2 motor. It has a maximum speed limit at around 38 kilometers per hour or 24 miles per hour. If you have the Gen 1 motor, which has a serial number starting with a 6, then it won't go more than 32 kilometers per hour or 20 miles per hour. So it doesn't matter what you change in the setting, it won't go more than that. So if you bought your scooter before 2020, you most likely have a Gen 1 motor. If you bought your scooter after 2020 or 2021, you most likely have a Gen 2 motor. And if you have a non-US version, I cannot guarantee that it would work. Some people say it works, some people said it doesn't work. And then if you have the G30 LP, the newer version, the light gray one with a smaller battery, that one is also not guaranteed to work. Some people say it works, some people say it doesn't work. So anyway, that's the update. So now let's look at the settings. So here, a lot of them is pretty much self-explanatory. You can read the instruction here yourself. So this one I always just pick the 126, 154. Not sure what that is. It's just a beta version. And then you always want to check this. You can read these yourself. And again, you can pick auto or pick your own G30 models. And then this one again, very straightforward. You want to remove charging mode or not, pick it yourself. This one, I think this one is more important. You always want to check this one so that the Ninebot app won't update itself. And then this one I think also very important. I'm not sure why people don't want this. Show battery percentage on idle. Always pick that. This is a very useful information that I don't even see on any other scooter. So basically read it yourself, very simple, very straightforward. And then this one is remember your last mode. So you can either pick this one or eco drive sport, but of course I would recommend doing remember last mode unless you want to always start with some other modes. And then this is just the boot-in mode whenever you turn it off and turn it on. And then power and speed, again read this yourself. Higher means more power, too much power is not recommend, and this is basically the most risky thing in this app. And 36V is the default. 48V you can pick that, however this is just changing the display only, it's not a firmware patch. Most people gonna keep it as 36V. And then this one is the estimated draw on the sport mode. So nominal is 350 watts, the peak is 700 watts. So 25A is the default, and for your safety you shouldn't change this, but of course you can change it if you want. For the SH Max, I believe this one is set at 35A if I remember correctly. The maximum is 65. As you can see, if you pick 65, it means it has nominal of 910 watts, 910, and peak of 1820, which is, of course, sounds very crazy, and you shouldn't do that. Although I've seen people say they did that, however, it's not recommended, especially in the summer. So I would say try not to do more than 35 since that's the SH Max recommendation. But of course, you can always set it between 25 to 35. I don't think anyone would go lower than 25 because that's just the default. This is the drive mode, is set at 14A, and I don't think you can change the eco mode anyway. And then the current limit, again that's the standard. The default is 55, 25, 28, and 16. Again, higher means more power. Again, too much power is not recommended for battery and motor life. And this one should always be higher than this one because this is the limit. I mean, it doesn't make sense if you set this one higher than this one. So 55A is the default, and which means it won't go higher than 55A. Again, the maximum is 65. Again, do it at your own risk. And then the max speed, again, pretty straightforward. This one, your scooter won't stay below this speed. Add +1 to actually drive this fast, and this is the default, and this is in kilometers per hour, not miles per hour, so do your own calculation. So the US version for sport is, and again, this is for the Gen 2 motor. For the Gen 1, it won't go higher than 32 kilometers per hour on flat surfaces. So for US, its default is set as 33 for the max speed. Of course, you can go all the way to 45, but as you know, even the Gen 2 won't go over 45 kilometers per hour. It would probably go around 37 or 38 kilometers per hour maximum on flat surfaces. Even you set the current at, I don't know, 65A or whatever. And you can also change the drive mode or region actually. But I mean, you're free to set it to 45. It won't do anything. It just won't go over 38 anyway. You probably want to set it to 45. Maybe it would let you go higher on downhill. But if you set, let's say 33, it won't go higher than 33. And then the next one, always off, speed base, switchable register, switchable brake, always on. So not too sure the middle two. I think you can switch this by using the app, and this one you can switch it using the brake lever or something like that. Most people are gonna pick always off, speed base, or always on. So if you pick always off, it's a speed base throttle. If you pick always on, it probably is a power base throttle. So if you press the throttle or the accelerator, it's either speed base or power base, but most pros set it to speed base, and the default is speed base. And this one is only, I think, is only for power base. You can pick either flat or quadratic for direct power control, the DPC. And this is basically the curve type. And again, this is for DPC only. If you pick power base instead of speed base, the throttle will work on a power base algorithm, just like a thermal engine vehicle. And speed limit is at norm if you use the DPC. So what it means is that if you press the throttle, if you pick the DPC, which is a power base, the more you press the throttle, the more power it gives you. So it's not speed base anymore. Default is speed base because when you press it, the more you press, the higher speed you would go. But power base, it means it just gives you more power. So it's not speed base. Pretty straightforward, I think. And then this one is basically, it says the current raising coefficient, so how fast current will be applied, affecting the speed base throttle to speed up rate. And if you're using DPC, this would be at norm. So the default, I believe, is 300. The higher means the current applied rate would be faster, which means basically faster acceleration, I believe. And then the next one, motor start speed. This is pretty straightforward. Basically 0 means 0 start. 5 means you have to kick it to 5 kilometers per hour before the motor would kick in. So I think most people want to set it to either 0 or 1, especially on uphill. You don't have to go 5 or more. And then braking and energy recovery. This is basically very similar to the power. But except this is for braking. I think the more you go is not good because it might regenerate too much power for your motor, which can overheat the motor. Anyway, very straightforward. It's just same thing as the power thing. Minimum and maximum, again, very straightforward. You don't want to go too high. And then this one, KERS, min speed, is basically speed in kilometers per hour at which your scooter will start braking on its own when the motor is not active. So pretty straightforward. Again, you can set 0 to 10. And then if you check this one, that means the scooter won't start braking on its own when the motor is not active. Basically, you are removing or disabling the regenerative braking. So if you don't want regenerative braking, you just check this. I think I checked this. It's just better for your motor, safer. It won't overheat, especially on a huge downhill. This one again very similar to the power one, which I talked about before. Basically, the current raising coefficient, how fast the current will be applied, affecting the braking speed up rate. So the higher the braking will be faster. And again, this is only for um, the electric brake, not the mechanical braking. It won't do anything to the mechanical braking, I believe. And then the next one is just the brake light mode. You can set it to default or static, reverse, or this thing over here. And the last one is just the brake light flash frequency. So the higher it will flash more frequently. And the next one is the cruise control delay. So again, very straightforward. You can pick either 1 second to 10 seconds. The default is 5 seconds. Probably most people want to be slightly sooner if you like cruise control, maybe 3 or 4 seconds. And this one very straightforward. You just disable the cruise control beep, or you can disable the cruise control. And the last one is advanced. Use these patches with full knowledge of what they do. So level 1 means do not raise system warnings. I think that's the default. And then you have 3 other options, which is you can rate it yourself. And then this one is just no overspeed alarm. So I think most people want to check this. The annoying beeping over 35 kilometers per hour going downhill, most likely. And then this one is stay on when scooter is locked. It's up to you if you want to check this or not. Pretty straightforward. This one, not too sure what this is. So anyway, and then this one, you don't want to change that. The default is 10, of course. That's the wheel or tire size. But I think in reality, the tire is not 10 inches for the Ninebot Max. It's more closer to 9.5 inches. Actually, you can change it to 9.5 if you want. You just change your speedometer anyway. So anyway, this is the quick guide. And the last one, of course, pick your own app. I recommend the first one. At least this was the one I used. So anyway, this is the quick guide for this app. So thanks for watching and have a nice day.